This is the World News Podcast Service. Headlines of this hour are: an Air India flight bound for Delhi experienced a collision with a tug truck while taxiing towards the runway at Pune Airport yesterday. The incident occurred when around 180 passengers were on board. The aircraft carrying around 180 passengers suffered damage to its nose and a tire near the landing gear. Despite the collision, all passengers and crew on board are reported to be safe. Emergency protocols were swiftly enacted, ensuring the safety of everyone involved. Airport officials have confirmed the incident and stated that the passengers were immediately deplaned and arrangements were made for an alternative flight to Delhi. The Directorate General of Civil Aviation has launched an inquiry to determine the cause of the collision. Preliminary reports suggest that the tug truck, used for maneuvering the aircraft on the ground, struck the plane during the taxiing process. The DGCA's investigation will focus on operational protocols and possible lapses that led to the incident. Airport operations continued without significant disruption, although the affected aircraft was taken out of service for detailed inspection and repairs for a brief period and is now ready for operations. ANI. SpaceX founder Elon Musk will be in Indonesia for the launch of the company's Starlink internet satellite service in the country on May 19, 2024, state media reported, citing a senior minister. The American tech billionaire will join Indonesia President Joko Widodo to launch the broadband service of the aerospace company's satellite network at the World Water Forum in Bali, the country's Maritime Affairs and Investment Coordinating Minister Luhut Binsar Panjaitan said on Wednesday, according to Antara news agency. The president, together with Elon Musk, will launch Starlink in the hopes of facilitating communication in remote areas. The launch will take place on Sunday, the minister was cited as saying. Communication and Informatics Minister Budi Ari Setiadi said that Starlink has obtained business license to operate as a telecommunications provider in the country. As of now, Starlink is available in France, Germany, Ireland, the Netherlands, Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Portugal, the United Kingdom, Canada, United States, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Malaysia, the Philippines, Brazil and Chile. ANI. The US imposed sanctions on Russian entities for their involvement in the transfer of military equipment and components between North Korea and Russia aimed the ongoing war against Ukraine, a State Department spokesperson Mantu Miller said in a statement on Thursday. America also claimed that Russia has relied upon North Korea to wage its war on Ukraine and trade, that the relationship between the two countries poses a wide-ranging threat to global security and the international non-proliferation regime. The United States is today imposing sanctions on 5 Russia-based individuals and entities connected to the transfer of military equipment and components between the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and the Russian Federation in violation of the unarms embargo on the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Russia has increasingly relied upon the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, for munitions to wage war on Ukraine and has fired dozens of DPRK-supplied ballistic missiles against targets in Ukraine, the statement read. Today's action builds on several sanctions designations over the past year targeting the Russia-DPRK military relationship and highlights our opposition to continued arms transfers and the deepening of defense cooperation between Russia and DPRK. Russia has already used upwards of 40 DPRK-produced ballistic missiles against Ukraine, as well as munitions, which Moscow imported in direct contravention of UNSC resolution on the DPRK, it added. The US also condemned Russia's exercise of veto at the UN Secretary Council resolution that would have extended the mandate of the UN 1718 Committee Panel of Experts, a body that documented the DPRK's unsanctioned violations. We will continue to take all appropriate steps to counter the destabilizing Russia-DPRK partnership and call on others in the international community to join us, the statement said. Russia and China, North Korea's oldest ally, have repeatedly blocked attempts to impose new UN sanctions on North Korea over its banned ballistic missile test. ANI. Al Jazeera reported on Thursday that the International Court of Justice to order Israel to halt its assault on Rafah as part of its case accusing Israel of genocide against the Palestinians. South Africa, which fired its case in January over Israel's war on Gaza, is seeking additional emergency measures over its offensive on Rafah, a city in the southern Gaza Strip where more than 1 million displaced Palestinians had sought shelter from Israeli attack on other parts of the enclave. It told the court in The Hague on Thursday that the Palestinians people are facing ongoing annihilation, and the assault on Rafah was part of the endgame in which Gaza is utterly destroyed. Israel is pressing on with its attacks in Rafah despite explicit warnings that they could carry genocidal consequences, South African lawyers said. Israel, which has rejected South Africa's claim that it is violating the 1949 Genocide Convention, is baseless. Minutes before the court hearings opened, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said the widely criticized operation in Rafah will continue as additional force will enter the area. Rafah is a tiny, overcrowded city where thousands of Palestinians have taken shelter in tents and are facing the rapid spread of diseases and a severe lack of food and clean water. The only hospital in the area has shut down, leaving only a small facility that has been overwhelmed, Al Jazeera reported. France has declared a state of emergency on the Pacific archipelago of New Caledonia after protests flared up against electoral reforms, killing one police officer and 3 others, The Washington Post reported. Notably, New Caledonia is a French overseas territory located hundreds of miles off Australia's eastern coast. The violence, the worst in decades, is the latest flashpoint in long-running tensions over Paris' role in the archipelago. On behalf of the government, I reiterate before you the call of calm and appeasement. The government spokeswoman Priska Thevenot said Wednesday at a news briefing following a ministerial meeting. She paid tribute to the 4 people who lost their lives in the unrest and called for the resumption of political dialogue to find a solution to the violence. The state of emergency came into effect at 8 p.m. on Wednesday and 5 a.m. in Nouméa, the island's capital. According to French law, a state of emergency can be declared in situation of imminent danger resulting from serious breach public of order. ANI. Aimed the ongoing Lok Sabha election in the country, 5T chairman and BJD leader VK Pandian launched a scathing attack against the Bharatiya Janata Party and said that they are making a lot of noise about forming government in Orissa as they have lost self-confidence after losing all Zilla Parishad district in Orissa. During the 2019 general elections, Prime Minister Narendra Modi predicted that Orissa Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik is getting farewell from the people of Orissa and BJP is forming government in Orissa. Within 2 hours, CM Patnaik replied that we have 2 phases already over in Orissa, and with these 2 phases alone BJD has got the majority, and I would invite PM Modi for my swearing in. It was analyzed later on, whatever Naveen Babu said was true. Pandian said. He further stated that the BJP is making noise in Orissa to boost the morale of the party workers. This time also BJP is making a lot of noise about forming government in Orissa. It is to boost the confidence of the cadre of BJP in Orissa and their leaders. They have lost their self-confidence after losing 30 out of 30 Zilla Parishad districts, said VK Pandian. Slamming Union Home Minister Amit Shah, VK Pandian said, they declared 120 seats in 2014, 90 seats in 2019 elections, and now they are not giving any numbers, they are just saying that they are forming government, so that is the trajectory they follow. Taking a jibe at the BJP over not announcing their CM candidate for Orissa, he said, I would only sincerely request that the people of Orissa wait to see their BJP CM face, because the central leadership has said that they are going to give a young, dynamics, smart, good-looking, fast-working person as the CM face of Orissa. After this, 4 to 5 aspirants for chief ministership in BJP have all lost their hope. They are not matching what they are saying. Please press like button and do subscribe our channel by hitting bell icon and select all. Thank you for watching our podcast. Jaya Hind.